Good afternoon. I believe I am live. Y'all might be able also to hear the dryer going off in the background as well. Welcome, Stella. Yep, it's laundry day. Chris does his laundry on Sundays, so yeah. I don't know if he's done, but anyway, yeah, laundry day. Hello, Corin. I want to welcome you. Welcome to Barbara's Stamp Pad on a sunny Sunday afternoon from San Antonio, Texas. I want to welcome you whether you are watching from Facebook or YouTube. And if you're watching from YouTube, in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you're going to see this cute little kitten holding this red subscribe button. If you hover over that, you can subscribe to my channel and turn on your bell notifications. That way you know when I go live or I upload a video. So, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that lives in the San Antonio, Texas area, and I am live on Sunday afternoons at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time in order to show you how to use your Stampin' Up! Products for your cards, homemade decor items, gift-giving items, you name it. I do a little bit of everything, and I love to case the catalog as well. So, we're not casing the catalog today, though. We are doing the second half of the month class kit in the mail, which is also the monthly online ordering special. And what that means is, let me do this banner across the screen so that'll help explain that. Every month I have 2 monthly class kits for the first half of the month and the second half of the month, and they share the same host code, and the host code is going to go across the screen here in a little minute, in a bit. Basically, when you place an online order through my online store of at least $35 or more, you're going to get the free class kit that is for that particular time of the month. And today we're going to be doing the second half, so this is going to show you the 6 cards, because it's enough supplies to make 6 cards, 2 of each card, and you get this kit absolutely free with that $35 order. That's before tax and shipping, by the way. And if your order is $50 or more, you will get a coordinating accessory. Now, for the first half of the month, the people that had their $50 or more order, they were able to get a package of the loose frosted dots. Well, so this is an online exclusive, one of the online exclusive items that's part of the Simply Irresistible suite. And these loose frosted dots are currently on back order. I wrote down when they're coming back in, and don't ask me where that note is, because I've totally, it was a little sticky note, and I'm sure it's stuck to something around here, just not where it's supposed to be. I want to say it was in May. I'm probably going to find it when I'm looking for something else. Isn't that how that happens? Sure. So, but for the second half of the month, I believe I have 1 package. So, basically, whoever the first person is to order the second half of the month is going to get that last package. And then after that, it'll be a different accessory that will still look equally gorgeous with the cards. Trust me. But I'll have to pick something else in order to give you for free with that $50 or more order. So, but scrolling across the screen is the host code that you can use, and in my event description, there are all sorts of links, you guys. So make sure you go check that out. As we go along through here, I'll probably be talking about those. So let me get to, let me catch up on some comments. Thank you for sharing, Corin. And hello, Marcia. And hello, Beverly. Beverly and Shannon. Shannon's not on here right now, and I don't know if she's going to join us today, but Beverly is one of my mods. So what that means is she can help answer any questions you might have along the way. If I'm not paying attention or I don't see chat, if you have a question, her or Shannon will just jump in and answer that for you. And if they can't, then we'll get an answer for you later. But thank you for being a mod, Beverly, and joining us today. And thank you for sharing as well. We're going to get to the sharing thing here in a minute. And hello, Heather. Happy Sunday. So thank you all for joining. If you're watching the replay and you don't care about announcements, just fast forward until you see me turn the camera down and start playing with cards. Okay? And I promise I won't get mad. Because we do have a lot of things to talk about at the very beginning of our little demonstrations. So we want to make sure that you know pretty much everything that's going on in the Stampin' Up! World, because nobody likes to be left out with not knowing, or or finding out after the fact and something happened that was major and you didn't know about it. So we want to make sure that you're well informed. All right, let's see. What are we going to do first? We're going to say happy birthday. If your birthday is in the month of March, happy birthday. And if you're on my email list, make sure I have your birth date. I've already gotten one response to March so far. I guess it all depends on whose birthday I have each month, but I didn't look to see how many were that I had for March, but I've gotten one email. But when you get your notice from me, there is a special attached to it, and then also if you reply to that particular message that you want your free gifts, then I send you a package with your free gifts. So make sure you're on my email list. And if you're not, that link is also in the event description as well. And then we also have Paper Pumpkin. We have the next kit, which is all the little things. And let me stop this banner so I can read the rest of what's on here. This next month's kit is going to have 9 cards, 3 of each designs, 9 matching envelopes, some iridescent foil die cuts, the ink spot, the Stampin' Spot. I don't know why I call it the ink spot, but the Stampin' Spot is going to be shaded spruce, and it has our normal photopolymer stamp set that's designed for that particular month. Plus, they're also going to be including a free box organizer so that you can organize your stamp spots. Let me get to the right. I don't know why I clicked off that screen. But if you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, that is our monthly paper crafting subscription service. And there are a couple of ways that you can subscribe. You can go monthly, so you pay as you go. Shipping is included though when you pay monthly, so keep that in mind. Or you can purchase prepaid codes in 1, 3, 6, or 12-month increments. And as you can see, at 6 months, you start saving $1 per month. And at 12 months, if you buy 11, you get the 12th for free. So, I do pay as you go. And that is the best way because your shipping is already included with that. And when you have your Paper Pumpkin account, you can go in and change the amount of boxes you want. You just have to do it before the 10th of every month, so keep that in mind. That's a huge deadline in the Paper Pumpkin world when it comes to signing up for the next month's kit. And so, and then also, it is a great way. Not only are they great gifts, but it's a great way to build up your little stamp collection and also your ink collection. So if you're on a budget, which some of us are, we just, blow budgets every single month. I know I blow my own budget every month, so I'm pretty used to that. But if you're on a budget and you want to still be able to craft and gift cards and little projects, Paper Pumpkin is definitely the way to go. And then we also have lots of other kits that are available on our online store as well. So make sure you go check those out. Maybe you're not a Paper Pumpkin person, but you love kits. We have so many kits that are available. And I believe on our online exclusives, they're listed on there. I'll have to share my screen in a little while and we'll take a look at that. But make sure you go check out all the kits. And if you want to know more about Paper Pumpkin, you can visit the link that is in my event description. And then also, my Paper Pumpkin subscribers get coordinating cardstock cuts every single month. And so they can use them for Paper Pumpkin alternative projects or any other projects they might be working on. So that's a freebie that you get from me. The latest kit is the Colorful Kaleidoscope kit. So there's a pretty picture of some finished cards with that particular kit. So make sure you go check those out. And then also I want to mention we have a color refresh coming. For those of y'all that didn't know. And this picture is in black and white because if it was color, we would be able to see what some new colors are. So they showed it in black and white, but in our next annual catalog, yes. Now, for those of you that might have noticed, in the online exclusives, which is with the Simply Irresistible, it's the Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper. There was a couple of colors that are included in there that we know, we got a sneak peek that those will be returning. And if you remember Lost Lagoon or you remember Pretty Peacock, we know both of those are coming back. And so for those of you that never get rid of anything, if you have Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock, you might want to pull those colors out. Set them aside because you will be needing them, for the next catalog. And so I don't know if, I don't know. But anyway, if you have any of those colors in anything, pull them aside. Especially cardstock or ink, because you might be using them again. And you know what? Right before I came on, I noticed that this is the same shirt I had on the last time that I did a live 2 weeks ago. But it's clean, I promise. I try not to wear the same shirt every week, but I just noticed earlier, I'm like, hey, I wore that the last time. But anyway, it's an old Stampin' Up t-shirt, and it's very comfortable, so that's why I have it on. All right, who else do we got joining us today? Hello, Alice from Indiana, and thank you for sharing. And Jackie, hey Jackie. All right, so where am I at now? I had some reminders to show you guys. March 29th, the digital annual catalog is going to become available. So that means we'll be able to take a sneak peek, well, demonstrators will at least, take a sneak peek of what is new to come in our next annual catalog. April 4th, demonstrators will be able to pre-order for the annual catalog. So if you're not a demonstrator and you want access to these exclusive perks, then you'll want to make sure that you purchase your kit. You can purchase your kit anytime. The kit's always a great deal, $99 for your kit. And then also you'll be able to add when it becomes pre-order time, you'll be able to add some items, some new items to your kit. That's definitely a perk. May 1st is going to be the last day that we can order from the current mini catalog, the January to April mini catalog. And then May 2nd, the sales period will begin for the new annual catalog. So, if you need a catalog, if you don't already have a demonstrator and get catalogs from someone else, and if you need a catalog, when you sign up for my email list, you can request your complimentary catalog there. And then anybody that has ordered from me within the last year or attended one of my events, if you always need catalogs, then you'll receive your complimentary catalog sometime next month. We're currently in our mailing selector, so that just means that we're getting our lists ready, our mailing lists ready for Stampin' Up! To send out catalogs. And I'm going to have Stampin' Up! Send out catalogs for me, so I'm not going to send them out directly. They'll come from Stampin' Up! And so, but that deadline for me to do that is the end of this month, March 31st. And then after that, I'll submit it, and then they'll do their thing, and then within a couple of weeks, you should start to see and receive the new annual catalog. So how exciting, right? That's very exciting. New catalogs are always exciting. All right, I think we're done with those announcements. Let me go ahead and present my screen. Let me make sure I'm not missing somebody. Yeah, let me present my screen. Share screen. Let's do a drawing. Let me make sure this is still a good wheel. Okay, good. It didn't time me out. It's been timing me out. So, all right. Let me do some shuffling while I'm talking. If you watched my March 5th video, whether it was from Facebook or YouTube, if you liked, you commented, or you shared, your name is on this wheel, and I'm going to keep shuffling here. And the prizes that we're giving away are actually a set of the cards from the first half of the month. So these are the ones that I demonstrated, and I'm going to show you there you go. Hope you can see those pretty good. But it's a set of those 3 cards. So shuffle a couple of more times. And let's spin for a winner. Who's it gonna be? It is Joyce Frederick. Let me write that name down so I don't have to go back and look through the video. Congratulations, Joyce. I want to say you have won before, so if I have your address, I will send your prize to you. And if I don't, I will reach out to you for your address. But congratulations. While I have you guys on my sharing screen, let me show you. If you haven't checked out the clearance rack, make sure you go check out the clearance rack. I'm gonna just scroll through here kind of fast because this is 6 pages long. But make sure you go check out the clearance rack, you guys. There are stamps on there. There's dies on there. There's designer series paper. There are accessories. There are ribbons. Look at that. Look at that. Embossing folders. Specialty papers. Punches. Look at that. Look at those. There's boxes on there. You also want to make sure, if you're looking at the stamp sets, that you make sure you get the English version, because as you can see, there's a lot of French on here. So don't go by the pictures. It might be that stamp set's available, but maybe it's only available in French, and you don't want to order the wrong thing, okay? Look, what a year, memories, and more card packs. Those card packs are great for if you have album scrapbooking that you want to do. Look at that. In color papers. That Wild Roses background. Clean stamp set. More accessories. There we go. And that's the end of it. So make sure you go check the clearance rack out. Anything qualifies for my online ordering special. So, and as you can see, there's some really great deals on there. Great deals, especially if you have a favorite past color. Like there's some Just Jade cardstock, some Bumblebee cardstock. There's a little bit of everything. So I wanted to point that out. So make sure you go check that out. And then also the online exclusives are also available, as you can see. And some of those, like there's the colorful kaleidoscope kit is $23. And then also make sure make sure you pay attention to the English or French. You don't want to order the wrong thing. And by the way, the Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper, it was previously on back order, and I was able this morning to add it to an order. So that Designer Series paper that we're going to be using today is back. I believe the dies are on back order. The Irresistible from the bundle, the Irresistible Blooms bundle, the dies are on back order. And then also the basic 3D embossing folders are already on back order as well as those loose frosted dots. Can you believe that? Those loose frosted dots. So it's a very popular, get back in here, let me go back into StreamYard. It's a very popular suite of products. So, but you can get a free kit from me right now with your online order. So, hello Donna, thanks for joining us. Also, let me just remind you, for the month of March, anyone that shares my videos, and you know the drill, you share my video and you have to come back in the comments and let me know that you shared it. And for those of you that share, you get entered into a special drawing. And for the month of March, the prize will be the Classic Letters photopolymer stamp set. These letters are actually larger than you think. I want to say I measured them and they're an inch. Let me double check. I want to say they're an inch. Yep, they're pretty much an inch by an inch. And let me just hold one of them up. So, see there? They're pretty large. That's just one set. There's actually two sets in there as well. And it's like a classic, it's a classic font. So, make sure you share to get entered into that special drawing. And I will do this drawing at the beginning of the month of April. So whatever the first live I do in April will be when that drawing is, which will be April the 2nd. Is on that live, I'll do that. So, and then also, let me put a little sticky note over this. Ooh, those are hard sticky notes. That came off hard. For those of you that order through me, I do have, I don't talk about it very often, but I want to make sure that you know that you can earn free product just by placing your orders through me, your online orders through me. And in the event description, there is a link, a blog link, where I will tell you all about my shopping rewards and how you can earn free product. And I covered this up so you couldn't see anybody's name, but this is one of my, I'll show sure it doesn't show anything. This is one of my customers that's recently submitted their form. I don't keep track of this. You have to keep track of this. So you can go and print out the form and keep track of your orders. And once you have placed, well, basically, once you've filled out the form, you can submit for your $40 in free product. So all you need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 lines on here, and for every $50 that you order through me, you qualify to mark off one of these boxes, basically. And then once you have your form complete, you just fill it out. Let me know at the bottom, wherever the bottom is, let me know at the bottom what you want, and then I order that and I have it shipped to you through Stampin' Up. And it's really that easy. And that is just an extra thank you from me for supporting my business. Thank you so much, Donna, for sharing. Okay, I think I can turn the camera down and we can get started. So we'll try to keep this to an hour. I love spending Sunday afternoons with you ladies. Let me make sure I'm not missing something. Let me throw this banner back across the screen here while I'm doing this. All right, so let's move this out of the way. Let me flip this camera down. Move that. Oops, move that. I moved my camera to a different spot, and as y'all can tell, I still ended up hitting it. Let me adjust this just a little bit. Let me straighten it out at least. There we go. All right. Let's see. I will see if I need to zoom in here in a moment when I start doing this. But for those of you that have not seen the paper, this is, where's my other one? Here it is. A package of paper there. This is the Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper. It is available in 6x6. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have seen this in 12x12. It's only available in 6x6. And these are all of the, let me zoom in just a little bit. There we go. That might be better. There we go. So, pretty Designer Series paper. All these lovely subtle colors work well together, and we're looking at Daffodil Delight. You've got some Flirty Flamingo, the Lost Lagoon, the returning color, Pretty Peacock, Petal Pink, and Soft Seafoam, along with a little white sprinkled in. And this is one side. This Designer Series paper is double-sided, and let me see if I can flip this all at the same time. Maybe. And then you have your other sides to this. Very, very pretty. So we're going to be doing the second half of the month cards for the month using the Irresistible Blooms stamp set. And let me bring that up. And this might be too bright. That's better. There we go. Irresistible Bloom stamp set, and then also there's coordinating dies that go with it. This is a cling stamp set. And currently those dies are unavailable, so hopefully I'll find my my post-it note that had the dates on it. I had a post-it note that had dates on it. I might have actually thrown it away, actually, now that I think about it. But anyway, like this is an example of the kit that's ready to go, and as you can see, everything is pretty much done for you. The only thing I don't do, and on this one I actually boo-booed because I didn't intend to die cut, but I was die cutting for today and I just kept going, and so I'm like, I don't want to waste those, so I went ahead and threw them in the kit. But for all the other cards, if there's any die cutting that needs to be done using the bundle, I don't do that. Your paper in there that you need to die cut with is in there, but everything's been cut for you, die cut for you, stamped, that I could possibly do. I don't do any of, I said stamped, we don't do any of the stamping. So, but this is just an example of the class kit, and there's enough to make 2 of each cards. And if your order's $50 or more, when you receive this package, inside your package there'll be a package of either the loose frosted dots or another coordinating accessory that you can use with this particular kit. All right, we're gonna get started on the first card, and I'm gonna have to zoom in some more because that's way too far. I don't know why it still looks so bright. All right, and I have already, I don't know what just fell, but I have already, I'm gonna put that off to the side, have all my pieces ready to go. What's that? Oh, that's something different. So we can get started with making the first card. I didn't pull out my limited edition, of course. So let's see. Let's use a paper hug for me. That one's small. Let me grab a block to put it on so we can stamp the back. Paper hug. All right, we're gonna start out with our card base, which I've already scored this one, so I'm just gonna fold it in half. And this one is going to be a landscape card. So that's where I'm gonna stamp the back. Let's do it in Daffodil Delight. And we're going to do it in Daffodil Delight because I'm going to be using Daffodil Delight on the front. Okay, so let's go ahead and stamp the back of our card. A paper hug from me. And for those of you that are wanting to know what stamp set I'm using for that, it's the limited edition stamp set. So if you don't have a personalized stamp set and you want to be able to stamp the back of your cards, you know, with some handmade images, you've got our current stamp set is limited edition, and you can see all of the really cute stamps that are available with this particular stamp set. I believe it's 17, I believe. I'll make sure, I don't think it's in the supply list, but I'll make sure to go include it in the supply list, which, by the way, there is a supply list in the event description, so if you want to go check that out, you can check that out, and it'll show you everything that I used to make these cards, all of the supplies. And by the way, I went looking for the Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock paper, and I was able to find a couple of sheets. So I'm going to be using Pretty Peacock in one of the cards that we're working on today. So, and I'm using it as one of my card layers. So we're going to put that down first. So let me get, oh, I've got it right here. I mean, they're bringing it back, so we can almost expect to be able to order Pretty Peacock paper over again, as well as Lost Lagoon. So I couldn't find any Lost Lagoon, but I found my Pretty Peacock, and I'm able to use it on one of the cards today. And I have very limited pieces available for kits. So if I run out, I'm going to have to substitute this particular layer with something else, or just make the Daffodil Delight paper a little bigger to compensate, and it'll just be 2 layers of cardstock on this particular card. So I've just given you a little heads up in case your kit looks a little different, just because I ran out of this this pretty peacock paper, and this layer is 1/8 of an inch difference. Normally our layers are 1/4 of an inch, but on this one I made it 1/8 because I want a little bit of that pretty peacock to show around the edge. And then we're going to be using this piece of designer series paper. Oh, I hate covering up the back. The back is just as nice as the front is. I think I'm getting to the bottom of this. Okay, so we're going to put that on, and now we've got 3 layers. Try to center that to our card. I think that's pretty much centered there. Let me try to look at comments too at the same time. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Bonnie. Thank you for sharing, ladies. Okay, all right. So, on this card, what I did is I have already die cut this out and cleaned it up a little bit. And what I mean with that is, for those of you that saw the first set of cards, let's see, where's the first set of cards? That circular die cut, I'm just going to pull the first card that I did from the first half of the month. That circular die cut will do this to your cardstock, but you have the option of using just the detail on the inside, and so that's what I did. I die cut this out and I snipped it off of the cardstock, but when I die cut this out, I wanted to get all of the colors, so I did this with designer series paper. Okay, and when you do that, you're going to have to trim around the little edges where it comes off of the cardstock or the designer series paper. Otherwise, you're going to have little squares here where you snipped it off. And so, but I've already cleaned it up. I want this to be on the card, the designer series paper layer, kind of just like that. I'm not too concerned with it being a complete circle because the bottom half is going to end up getting covered up. And let me take that off my glue. I'm just going to put glue, a little dab of glue on these circular pieces, and that will help hold it down and stick it to the paper. So literally just a little dab will do. I think I got all the circles. I'm going to put even the small ones here. And one more. There we go. Glue dots might be a little tougher than glue. Okay, so I'm just going to turn this on its side, kind of like that, and just kind of press it down. Okay, and that's going to stick directly to the designer series paper. And now we're going to start to build our oh, I guess I didn't. Well, I'm going to have to, I thought I did the flowers already. Okay, I didn't do the flowers already, so we're going to have to quickly grab the flowers and mount them. We're going to quickly stamp them, and I did the leaves. I just didn't do the flowers, but I have my cut. So this tells you in a kit, you're going to get a piece of basic white paper that's large enough to stamp your flowers. And I didn't put the label on that one, but I don't need it on that one. So we're gonna have to stamp real quick and die cut. And because I don't have any pretty peacock ink anymore, I got rid of all of that when it retired. I went ahead and used Evening Evergreen. Okay, I felt like it was kind of far enough from that layer that we could get away with using Evening Evergreen. And let me stamp the small one as well. Try to be quick about this. And then we're going to die cut these. So I just happen to have, I still have my little boho blue right here in front of me. So we're going to die cut these super, super quick. I'm sorry, I thought I already did those, but I didn't. So if you want to see me die cut, if you don't know how to die cut or not seen anybody die cut yet, we're going to die cut these. I'm going to try to do them at the same time to save a few moments. Hopefully those won't move. Let's see. Is that the right one? Yep, right. Wrong one. Upside down. There we go. Don't move. Okay, don't move. Oh, of course I picked it up and moved it. You can use washi tape if you have a issue with your dies staying still, which I do, but I just keep trying till I get it. So let's run those through. So let's just pop out what I need. That's all I need. Put those over there. All right. I think we're back on track. We got our flowers. Now, what am I going to do with these flowers? Okay. So I stamped them. I did stamp them in Evening Evergreen, and I'm going to be using the Light Daffodil Delight Stampin' Blend in order to just color. I'm gonna do it lightly, and you want to do it lightly because if you do it too hard and too much, your ink is going to start blending with the Evening Evergreen, because the ink is not like the Memento that you would normally stamp with and use with your blends. So I just lightly did the centers with the stamping blend just to get a little bit of that color in there. If you want to avoid the colors mixing, then definitely you can use Memento ink to stamp this. Okay, and then now I'm going to do something in the end when I'm done, but for now I'm just going to attach these to my card. And y'all know I like to give a little dimension to my flowers, so I'm just going to kind of curl up around the edges. And we're going to put this one on first, kind of like that. And then the smaller one, you pinch those. I just don't like my flowers flat. Some people do, but I don't like mine flat. Okay, and then we're going to put this one kind of at an angle going that direction. And I used designer series paper when I stamped these, so that's why it has a little greenish color to it, and you see maybe some imaging behind it. So I can't remember which one it was, but that's the back of it that I did use designer series paper. I stamped on these in Evening Evergreen. So I just picked one of the designer series papers I thought would mesh well with these colors, and I stamped the two leafy images on them, and I'm just pinching my leaves. And I'm going to put this one on top, and I'm going to use a couple of glue dots because I want to make sure this doesn't come out. And we're going to put that kind of right there. And then also I did 3 die cuts with designer series paper as well. And I'm going to put those, I'm going to piggyback these over my leaves there. And then the one that has 2 leaves, we're going to put that one on the bottom. Stick that right there. And then these leaves, we're going to piggyback off of those as well. So let me get those on. Want to be careful using glue dots because you might could tear your designer series paper. And then this one's going to going kind of in that direction. And then the last thing you're going to have in your kit is the banner die cut using the Stylish Shape dies, which by the way are on back order, and I don't remember what the date was when they were supposed to come back. So, but in your kit you'll already have this piece die cut for you, okay? And so we are going to stamp our sentiment in Daffodil Delight, and this one is going to say hello. Hopefully I'll get this straight the first time. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect. Okay, so now I can close up the Daffodil Delight, and we're going to put a couple of dimensionals on the back so we can lift this up. And then this is going to slide in. Probably should have put that down first, but you can still slide it in afterwards. I'm just going to slide it in right there so it kind of goes over. Seems bright still. There we go. Seems like you can see it a little better. Sorry about that. I don't know if y'all can see that better, but hopefully you can. So now, let me see what happens if I turn this light back on. I was playing with the lights here. No, that's too bright. It's too bright, Barbara. Turn it down. Alright, I'm just going to leave it. I don't know. Something looks weird. Like I'm having a hard time looking at this. Alright, we're gonna leave it alone, Barbara. Leave it alone, Barbara. It'll just be dark for me. It just looks dark on my end when I'm looking down at my desk, but when I look online it looks like it's okay. Alright, so now what are we gonna do? We're gonna break out our Wink of Stella brush, okay? Because when you use Wink of Stella over your ink, the alcohol and the wetness of of what's in Wink of Stella will help bring out the color. And so I'm going to show you. I'm just going to put Wink of Stella over these little pieces right here. I don't know what you call them. It's just part of the design. Okay, now if you see that, it's starting to bring out a little bit of that evening evergreen color, so it gives it a little shade. But it also puts glitter on it, because who does not like glitter on their flowers? So I'm going to put a little bit more, so now you can start to see some more color coming out, because that's blending with the evening evergreen. So you can give a little bit of a shade to the inside of your flowers this way, and then also give it a little bling. I'm not pressing down too hard because it does not take much, okay? But it does give a little bit of color to the inside of your card. Do that one. So anywhere you want to add a little bit of shade, go ahead and just put a little glitter over it. And if you need to go back in a few spots, you can go back in a few spots. And I'm going to see if you can see the glitter here in a moment. And let's put some loose frosted dots on. I'm going to put one. You can put them anywhere, but I want to try to be strategic when I put these on. So let's put one there, let's put one there. And I know I have one right there, but I didn't leave enough room. So, but we'll go ahead and put a small one right there. Okay, so I got a little dab of glue. And we're going to be using the yellow ones. So let me pull, I'm trying to get it from the little top part. Okay, let's put that there. Give it just a little pressure down. And then, which one's my next victim? Try to get them by the dome. It's easier to catch them that way. Go, and let me find a small one. There we go. There's a small one to put right there. Picked up a pink one. Okay. And then I think we are done with the first card. Let me pull this up a little bit. There you go. I'm pretty sure you can see that a little better. But there is the first card. A paper hug from me. There we go. So that's one of the cards you'll get in the second half of the month's kit. And then we have card number 2. Let me bring this up a little bit so you can see that. Card number 2. Maybe I can zoom in some more too. Oops, that's not what I want to do. What was that? Hold on. Nope, I'm zoomed in as much as I can be zoomed in, so I'm going to have to bring my camera actually down. Alright, so let's get our little supplies out for that one. Come out. Come out. I have a stuck leaf. There we go. Alright, we are going to start out with our basic white card base. And let me clean my paper hug, because on this one we're going to be using petal pink. So where's the petal pink? This one is going to be a landscape card, so we're going to stamp the back. A paper hug from me. I'm going to leave that out because I need that. Well, in fact, let me go ahead and stamp the sentiment while I have it out, and then that way I can close it. Okay. On this card, you know, with any cards, you can always change sentiments. You can, if you have another favorite stamp set. So, but I'm just continuing to use the sentiments from the Irresistible Blooms. So this one is, I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. And so we're gonna ink that up, and let's hope that I get this straight, because I think I put this on straight. I think I did. It should be. And I only have one of these, so ooh, I did it. I did it. Yay. Okay. That's always nerve-wracking, because I only cut, I cut one of these for the demonstration today, so. All right, so what are we going to do with this one? Well, we have a layer of designer series paper, and I'm using this one. The flip side is that one, is that side, which is equally pretty. You can actually use either side. If you're doing this card, you can use either side, but I'm just designing it with this one. And this one is going to cover the entire front of the card. Okay, it's going to be a full coverage layer, because I want to see some of this designer series paper as opposed to some cardstock for my first layer. So let's cover up the whole front of our card. Just press it down. I used glue just so if I needed to, you know, shimmy it a little bit, I could do that. And then we have a layer of petal pink, and then we also have this designer series paper. Okay, so we're going to be using this one. So let me get some glue on the back of this one, and I don't know if it was a boo-boo or if I intended to do this. I don't remember, but the mat on this is kind of like the first card. There's only like 1/8 of an inch difference between the designer series paper and the cardstock, because I wanted a little bit of that petal pink to shine from behind that layer, kind of like that, because I wanted to still see a little more of that designer series paper on the back. So that's why I did that. Okay, so but on this one we are going to pop this up with some dimensionals. So we're going to put a dimensional on each corner. And let me put one in the middle too, just to help stabilize the middle, just in case. Okay, and then we're just going to center this. Okay, we're going to center this on the front of our card. Did I get that on straight? Let me try that again. That didn't look straight. I'm looking at this sideways, so. And, oh, that's so much better. That is so much better. At least it looks like it's better. Is it? Yeah, okay, it's good. We're gonna leave it alone, Barbara. All right, so now this is the piece that I was talking about from the first card. I guess I could have waited and talked about it. I went ahead and did a die cut on a piece of soft seafoam, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it out. So this is what I was talking about. I'm just gonna snip this off, and on this one I am gonna be using the whole round piece that I snip off. Okay, so you want to be gentle. I'm trying to snip it off as far as I can, as close to the cardstock, so that I have a little bit of room to, come on now, to fix it. And then you can use this for a scrap piece or something else. So but as you can see on these pieces right here, at the edges, you're gonna have to trim those a little. So we're just gonna go around each edge and trim it a little. It's not gonna be perfect because my hands shake a lot now. So I'm just gonna try to trim off as much as I can. So this just takes a little time, but you're able to get a really super cute die cut in the end. And I got one more over here, or two more. Got that one and that piece, and then that one right there. Let's clean this one up a little bit. Can I get it? Can I get it? There we go. And this one looks a little rough. I think I got them all. So there you go. So you get this piece, you know. And same thing, you want to put some glue because you want this to be able to stick down. So we're going to start putting some little dabs of glue on these circular pieces. You don't have to do them all, but you want to make sure you get a good, I guess, round coverage around. You don't want to just do like, you know, one on each end. You want to try to get as many as you can. Now on this one, we are going to put on this side of our paper. Okay, on the right side of our paper, just give it a little pressure. And then we're going to put our banner, our stamped banner die cut on. And let me get another dimensional. Okay, and when we put that on, we are going to put it on right about here. Okay, right about there. Just right across. And then I did 3 using designer series paper. I did 3 of these leafy die cuts, and we're going to put those on. Okay, we're going to put the small one on. I'm just going to slide that right under there, and then this one, I'm going to slide that big one right there, and then this other one, it sticks to my finger. There we go. We're going to put that one up under that side, and we're going to use our glittered organdy ribbon, our white. I can grab it. Where is it? Where's the end? There we go. I'm going to make a bow. In your kit, I believe I'm going to include like an 8-inch strip because that's long enough to play with. I like making my bows off of this because it will reduce the amount of waste that you have. So let me snip those. Let me trim this one up a little bit more. And I'm going to put a couple of glue dots on the back of this because I want to make sure it sticks well. We're going to put our bow on sideways at the end of that banner die cut, and if you need to, you can trim this a little bit if one side ends up being too much more than the other side. And then we're going to finish it off with some loose frosted dots, and let me put one right there. Let's put one right there, and then we're going to throw one out here just to help balance those. And we're going to be using these pink ones, so let's put a big one right there, and we'll put another big one down here, and then we'll put a small one out here where I have that other glue dot. Okay, and there you have it. There is card number 2. There we go. That's my comments. Where did my comments go? Let me catch up on some comments. Hello, Monica from Alabama. Thank you, Corin. I don't know if it was this card or the last card. Jackie, Beverly, Donna. Thank you, Stella. Yes, thank you, Jackie. All right, so that's card number 2. And when I designed card number 3, it was when the designer series paper was not available. So, in honor of no designer series paper, this is card number 3, which literally is just stamps, ink, and paper. Okay, so I want to show you how you can still make a really pretty card using the Irresistible Bloom stamp set without any designer series paper. And fortunately, I remembered to stamp and die cut the flowers on this one. So, but this card opens this way. Okay, so this one's going to open this way. But if you're recreating it, you can open it like a book. This also works if it opens, you know, like a normal card, whatever normal might be. But this one's going to open from top to bottom, and so I already have my card base. And let me Let me clean my paper hug so we can clean that off, because we're going to be using Evening Evergreen with this particular sentiment that I'm going to be stamping. So let me get my Evening Evergreen open, and let's stamp the back. A paper hug from me. And let me leave that open. And what are we going to do first? So, I already have my pieces die cut, and there's a piece right there using that circular die cut. So we are going to be putting that on, okay? I know we're putting that on. Let me go ahead and put dimensionals on, because we are going to be putting this up with dimensionals. And so I'm not going to take them off just yet. I'm just going to put them on. Put one on each corner, because this is going to pop up, okay? But what I'm going to do is, if you notice on this card, you see a little bit of this soft succulent peeking behind there. And what you see is this, okay? So I die cut another one using soft succulent. And we're going to put that down first, and then we're going to put this piece down, okay? So, but when I put this down, I want to kind of give myself a little cheat sheet of where it needs to go, okay? So it's cut so that you don't see the Evening Evergreen off to the side. So I just put that down, and I'm sliding it back underneath. Now, you can either do it that way, or you can just do it this way, where you put it on the back. I probably should have put those dimensionals, but I'm going to trim. Let me trim some of this. That way it doesn't interfere with those dimensionals. Okay. I think that might be the easier way to do that. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so on the front of this, I'm just going to put a little glue around the edge, because you're not going to see this. Okay, that's all. That's the only place I'm going to put glue. And then I don't want them to line up, so it really doesn't matter. I just want to be able to see. There we go. So that kind of piggybacks on the back of that. And then when you flip it over, you can see the soft succulent through that. Okay, so now I'm going to take those off, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment, and hopefully it stamps where it needs to stamp. But I use this as a guide. Okay, so let's put this down. Okay, so we got a little dimension going there, and this particular sentiment is going to be thank you. So let's ink that up using Evening Evergreen. It's nice and clean, and we're just going to stamp thank you. Perfect. Perfect. Now on this card, I'm trying to showcase all of the greens, and so what I did is I only stamped one flower. I stamped this flower in soft succulent, but if it looks light, it's because I stamped off. So on my card here, I stamped off, but I'm going to show you, I also did an alternative one. Let me just show you. I also did an alternative one in Evening Evergreen. Did I use Evening Evergreen? No, I used soft succulent, but it was not stamped off, so it's a lot darker. Okay, so I'm actually going to use this one. I went ahead and die cut an extra one, but I wanted to show you the difference in the stamping and stamping off. And I did the same thing on the center with the Daffodil Delight blend, and if you see a little bit, you can see a little bit of shine. It's because I also used Winka Stella on this as well. And you see how it brought out the soft succulent and kind of pulled some of that color off. we're going to put this kind of sideways. And on these, I stamped these in soft seafoam. The leaf images, I stamped them in soft seafoam because I just wanted to represent all of the different shades of some of the greens that we have that coordinate. And let me put this on. I'm going to use a couple of glue dots here. We are almost done. I'm going to stick that one right there. A couple of glue dots on this one. And we're going to shove this one over here on that side. Give that a little pressure. Oh, you know what? I forgot to stamp my splotch. I stamped off on my splotch. What was that? I think that was soft succulent. It looks light enough. I forgot to stamp my splotch. Alright. So let me grab my splotch. I wasn't looking at the card. I should have been looking at the card. Like, I know I did it. I just forgot. Alright. So let's do that. Let me get a scratch piece of paper here. Because I need to be able to stamp off. Okay, so we're going to stamp off. And because I've already got this on my card, and kind of, this is after the fact, let me do this number so that it doesn't, okay, don't try this at home. I'm going to do the other side. Just give it a little splotch, and then let me do the top. I'm putting a piece of paper behind here because I don't want it to stamp on the cardstock behind me because I forgot to do this. There we go. Alright, we got splotches. Okay, and then the last thing that we need to put on are our loose frosted dots. These are totally optional, okay? You could even get away with using rhinestones, pearls, whatever other accessory that you might have that you like, okay? They will all work just fine. Okay, so let's put a large one up there, and we're going to put another large one. Oops, where'd it go? Large one right there, and give me a small one. Give me a smaller one. There we go. That's small enough. There we go. Okay, and move some of these out of the way. And there is card number 3. As you can tell, card number 3, my sample on the right, the flower is a little lighter, and that's because I stamped off with soft succulent. Same. Everything else I did the same as far as the Wink Estella and the Daffodil Delight blending brush. Stamp and blend in the middle to give it a little color. So I've got kind of all of the colors represented there. And then the card that I did today, I used full strength soft succulent. So you can see the color difference in the flower, in stamping the flower. But I definitely used Evening Evergreen to stamp the sentiment. So let me bring all of these back. Let me pull this up. Actually, let me see if I can do it this way. I had to reload my, there we go. Okay. And then let's show card number 1. There's number 3, 2, and 1. So there you have it. There is the kit for the second half of the month from March 15th through March 31st. You can get it, this kit, with a $35 or more order on my online store. Remember, I've got kits ready to go. $50 or more. Whoever the first person is will get my last package of loose frosted dots, and then after that, you will either have rhinestones or pearls or something else that coordinates with this particular with these cards as well. So thank you, Monica, Donna, right? So yeah, card number 3. If you you know, if you don't like the designer series paper, or maybe you're on a budget but you still want the, you know, you still want to get the bundle, which you really can't get the bundle right now because of the dies, so I'm sorry, but it will be available soon. You just gotta wait a little bit longer. Sorry. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Corin, Jackie. Oops, Jackie. Thank you, Beverly. Donna, I like the darker flower. It pops. Okay, so tell me which one is your favorite card. Number 1 is hello. Number 2 is I couldn't be happier to have you as my friend. And number 3 is thank you. So tell me which one is your favorite card. Stella says they're all beautiful. Thank you, Stella. Thank you, Monica. Don't forget to like, comment, and share so that you can be entered into the drawing. The drawing for next week obviously is going to be a set one, the cards that I made today. So all of the ones that I stamped a paper hug from me on the back, those will be given away next week. And then don't forget, when you share my video, don't forget to tell me shared in the comment section, because you'll also be entered into the drawing for the Classic Letters photopolymer stamp set. So this is one of the online exclusive items, and this has a $25 value behind it. So who doesn't need large letters? Especially if you scrapbook, those are perfect because those letters are 1 inch by 1 inch. But make sure you come back in the comments and tell me that you shared. Beverly likes number 2. Monica likes number 2. Okay, I'll be honest with you, my favorite one is actually card number 3. There's just something that is so simplistic about it, yet still has all the little pieces that kind of bring it together. And these were stamped. You know, y'all know that the designer series paper, there's a couple of sheets that you can use the dies to die cut the flowers off of, which is what I did in the first set of cards. You know, I did a couple of them for the first set of cards. So, but thank you all for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Make sure to go check out the event description, because that is where you're going to find all of the links for the online exclusives, the clearance rack. You can go see what's on the clearance rack. You can get to my online shopping store. You can check out my blog link where it talks about my rewards. So when you shop with me, you can keep track of your orders, and then when you fill that sheet, you can turn it in and get more free product from me. So that's just an extra special thank you that I do. Thank you so much, Donna. All right. I'm a little bit over, but I've enjoyed my time with you all ladies this afternoon, and thank you for anybody that might be watching the replay. Make sure to have a great day. Make sure to go check on your elderly neighbors and make sure they're doing okay. I know here in Texas, it's been a little chilly lately. Hello, Alice from Indiana. We are done, Alice, so if you want to go back to the beginning and watch the replay, I recommend that. Thank you, Stella, and thank you, Donna. So, all right, y'all have a great day, and we will see you all next Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And other than that, we see y'all later. Bye, y'all.